same wicked people, to the same wicked nation. No, they didn't run to Pharaoh. No. They gathered themselves together to ask help from the Most High. Because you got to understand that there ain't no help coming from Esau, Edom for you. No. Esau ain't got no help for you. Ye so-called blacks, Latino, and Native. Your real help come from the Most High. Your real help, the help of the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, coming from who? The Most High, Yahweh, man. Right? Let's read it again. It says, and Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Even out of all the city of Judah, they came to seek the Lord. There we go, man. They came to seek the Most High, which we don't do today. A little bit thing our people, they'll run to the enemy. A little bit thing our people, they run to Esau, Edom. That's what they do, man. They don't ask help of the Most High. They don't ask help of the Most High. They don't. A little bit thing they run to the enemy. Little bit thing they run to the government. The same government that have been oppressing them all this time. The same government that have been pushing for abortion. The same government that have been pushing for all the bloodshed, the violence throughout the fucking of this earth, man. The same government that take your tax money and give it to other people so that they can kill each other, man. The same government that be promoting lies. Same government. You gotta understand, man. When you gonna wake up and understand, man? Right? Let's go back right here. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verses 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the day pass as the chaff, man. Right? Before the day pass as the chaff. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek. There we go, man. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek. Only the meek will seek the Most High. That's why the brother waking up are those that are meek. The word meek just means humble. You got to humble yourself. You got to subdue all the lies that you learned back in those days at your university, from your father, your mama, your school, from your politician, whether it be Democrat, Republican. You got to subdue it, man. You got to humble yourself. You got to stop being proud. You got to stop being cocky. You got to start thinking that you all over here, man. Meanwhile, you're nothing, man. Right? Just you happen to have some paper from Esau. Esau signed some piece of paper giving you, say that you got some degree. And then you think you all above here, man. It doesn't work like that, man. Right? He says, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek. You see, all the meek, only the meek, not everybody. Not everybody is going to look for God. No, man. This is not for everybody. Only the meek. That's why we keep on telling you, stop misusing John 3:16. John 3:16 is talking about the same thing, man. Whosoever believe, man, whosoever. Not everybody will believe in our own nation. Within our own nation, you got to keep that in mind. Only the meek, okay? Only the meek, man. He says, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That ye may be hid in the days of the Lord's anger, man. The Lord's anger is what you're seeing right now. Is what NATO versus Russia. Okay? They're using what? Ukraine. They're using Ukraine as well as a podium, as a stage to fight against Russia. All right? All right? You see people protesting in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka economy or debt is all on the ground. And guess what? It's coming here in America. Don't think that it's not coming here. It's coming here. One thing at a time. The Most High does everything, in order and in decency. You got to keep in mind. It's coming to America too. People start rioting, right, for food, water. People start doing all type of evil, man. It's coming. Are you ready for that? Are you ready? Are you prepared spiritually? We ain't talking about physically, man. We ain't worrying about your physical. Are you ready spiritually? Are you ready spiritually? How can a man or a woman be ready spiritually? It's by repenting. You got to repent, man. You got to repent and seek the Most High, man. That's the only way you can be ready spiritually. Because even though you got all this money, sitting in your bank account, you got blah, 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 guess what? It won't profit you if you ain't keeping the commandment, man. It will not profit you. Right? Even though you get all this free food from the government, you get all this free thing from the government, it won't do you no good unless you repent and you keeping the commandment of the Most High, man. That's the only way you can make it in this time, man. There's no other way you can make it in this time that we're living in right now. Hola, Señor. Hermano, ¿tiene un minuto por la palabra de Dios?
Yo creo en Dios, hermano.
No, excelente. Pero mira, usted cree en Dios. ¿Y por qué no tiene un minuto por la palabra de Dios, hermano? ¿Eh? All right, let us continue, right? That's why you got to keep in mind, man. You got to seek the Most High, man. Very fast and quick, man. You got to be ready. You got to be ready spiritually, right? And let no man seduce you and deceive you, making you feel like, well, everything's going to be fine. No, man. Everything's going to get worse, man. This is the coming of the Son of the Most High, man. A Mashiach is about to come. That's why you see all hell breaking loose everywhere. And this nothing yet, man. And we're going to go to some of this article quick, man. I won't read you all the article. You got to read on your own. You got to do research. You got to study, man. You got to do research. All right? You got to keep up with what's going on in the world. Right? Don't just be there sitting on your behind being lazy. No, it doesn't work like that. All right? Right? Let's get back right here, right? Right? So let's jump right to Genesis 49, right? This is about the coming of Mashiach, man. Let's jump to 49 and verses 9, right? I'm going to start from verses 9, right? Actually, let's start from verses 8. This is the book of Genesis 49 and 8. He read, Judah. So you got to remember, Judah is the same tribe as who? Mashiach. Judah. Okay, keep in mind. Judah. All right? He said, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. We're going to praise Judah. The reason why everybody must praise Judah is because of who? Mashiach, man. Mashiach came from the tribe of Judah. Yahweh. All right? Let us continue. He said, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemy. It's about to happen. Right? Right now, our hand is not in the neck yet. But when it's all set down, when we got hold on to Esau, Edom, when Esau, Edom kingdom get taken down, and all this kingdom, guess what? Esau will be under our authority. Esau will be under our rule, man.
So, Frank.
Morning, brother. How are you? Hey, good to see you, brother. Bye. Right? Once the Most High deliver Esau, Edom, okay, into the hand of the Israelites, into the hand of the Jews, right? Guess what? Our hand in this time will be what? In the neck. Right now, they have power. Their hand is on our neck right now. Okay? The hand of Esau is on our neck right now. We can't do anything. Right? You can't do anything, right? You got to go to them, right? You want to open a business, you got to go to Esau. You want to go to school, you got to go to Esau. You need a car, you got to go to Esau. You need to go to the bathroom, you need to go to Esau, man. All these supply come from Esau, Edom. You got to understand. Right? You need to learn, you need to do anything, you got to go to Esau. You need your clothing, you got to go to Esau, man. So this is serious right now. They got a hand on our neck right now, right? Esau got a hand on our neck like this. Well, we can't move, we can't do anything. Right now is the turn. It's good. It's good. We're happy. We thank the Most High for everything. You see what I'm saying? We bless the Lord for that, man. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we did not keep the commandment, right? We did not keep the commandment. We sinned against the Most High. Therefore, the Most High delivered into their hand, right? There, the judgment, the whipping rod of the Most High, Esau, Edom. The same people you call the so-called white people, right? Now, keep in mind, are they literally white? No, they're not white, right? Are they white like this guy? No, they're red. Genesis 25 and 23 all the way down through 27. They're red people, right? Because they don't have the hue. They don't have the hue. The hue, they don't have it. They don't have the power, the strength of the earth. The Most High take that thing away from them. All right? You got to keep in mind. That's how the Most High made them to mark them. As the Most High mark who? Cain. The Most High mark Esau, man. Right? So let's keep in mind. So Judah, right? Judah is the subject right here now. He said, thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemy. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. So we all got to bow down before who? Judah, right? We got to bow down before Judah, right? Judah, the so-called Negro, right? Or the so-called blacks, or the so-called African American, the so-called Beninese, the so-called Nigerian, the so-called Cameroonese, the so-called Ghanaian. That's Judah. You got Judah mixed with Levi and Benjamin, right? You can't say specifically that where everybody we see here in America is Judah. No, that's not true. You can't, look, you cannot substantiate that. You might say, well, you got to keep in mind, when in the Bible you read about Judah mostly, and mainly it's talking about the 3 tribes, right? The 3 tribes, right? You got, well, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Now, you got brother today that believe that they are Judah. But when Amashiach comes, Amashiach could tell them, actually, you Levi. Then what would the brother do? Be like, oh, shoot, right? That's what the scriptures say. Amashiach know who is who, right? Right? Amashiach know who is who. Like, I believe that I'm Judah, but I could be what? Levi. I could be Benjamin. You see what I'm saying? I believe, right? Because I was born and raised in Benin, right? Benin is the kingdom of Judah, all right? When you look on the ancient map, the map of the 1700, right, from east of Edom, Benin today, known as Benin, the Republic of Benin, right, near Nigeria and Togo, right, which is between Nigeria and Togo, I would say between Nigeria and Togo, is the ancient kingdom of Judah. You got to keep in mind. Now, does it mean that everybody in Benin today are from the tribe of Judah? No. You got Judah, Benjamin, Levi among them, right? The same thing, you go to Ghana, you're going to see Judah among them. So you got to keep in mind, right? You got to keep in mind, right? Some brother believe that Judah is just anyone that is African American Judah. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, right? I don't believe that. I believe that they're Israelite from one of the southern kingdom tribes. Now, some of them might be thinking that, well, they're Levite, and they're going to come to find out that they're actually from the tribe of what? Judah. You got to keep in mind. All right? So let's continue. He said, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion wept. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. Oh, Judah stooped down, man. Right? He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Who is going to wake him up, man? Who is going to help Judah? Amashiach. Amashiach, man. Let us read it. All right, let's continue. Genesis 49 and 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, right? The rulership, right? The rulership should not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver, okay? You got to remember, the lawgiver, still Amashiach, from between his feet, until Shiloh come, until Shiloh, the peacemaker, all right? The peacemaker. Who is going to make the peace? Amashiach. So you got to understand, you are still in a Christian church, you still believe in Christianity. Understand. Hola, Señor. Hermano, tiene un minuto por la palabra de Dios. You have to understand that Amashiach, he's the only one that can make peace. Your politician cannot make peace, okay? If they're telling you that on the TV, don't believe it. Do not believe it. They cannot make peace, right? Now, if I'm going to give you a very simple example. If they were to make peace, right? After they went and arrested Saddam Hussein, right? George Walker Bush, right? The junior, right? After the father, right? After they went and arrested Saddam Hussein, right? Which did not attack America. Saddam Hussein did not commit any crime against the U.S., right? Let's suppose he's done some evil thing, right? Right? Which the same American president, they have done it. Every one of them. None of them had clean hands. Every one of the U.S. president, they got blood on their hands. Whether you believe it or not. You can cry, you can jump, you can be left or right, same thing. So after the attack or the arrest Saddam Hussein, what they should have done, yeah, bro? Yeah, what they should have done is what? They'll make peace. How do they make peace? Well, okay, Saddam Hussein, what's going on? We're going to interrogate you. We're going to make sure that everything's fine. We're going to make sure. No, they didn't do that. What did they do? They went and destroyed the country. They went and savages Iraq fully. They wiped Iraq fully down to the ground, man. And you to tell me that they make peace? You can't make peace when you go to somebody else's land and you start killing, you start marrying, doing all type of weakness, and you don't tell me, you want to make me believe that you're going to make peace? No, man. There won't be no peace from any of your politicians. They don't know what is peace. Right? Until Shiloh come. Who is the Shiloh? Hamashiach is the only one that can bring peace. So until Hamashiach comes, there will not be no peace. That's why Hamashiach, what did he say? He said, suppose I came to bring peace on earth. I tell you, nay, man, let me go to it. Right? Let me go to it. Right? Because that's why a lot of people, they don't understand. A lot of people, though they go to church every Sunday worship day, they don't understand, man. They don't. Because the Mosai doesn't want them to understand, man. The Mosai does not want them to understand. It's a very, 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 very simple. Right? Right? It's very, very simple. They don't understand, man. The Mosai, you know, he said, you know what? Hey, he said, no, man. Let's go to it. This is the book of Luke. Luke chapter 12. And let's read from verses, let me see. Let's read from verses, verse 49. Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. So you got to understand, when Hamashiach first came, guess what? He did not come to bring peace. He told you. But this time when he's coming, the second coming, that will be peace. The second time coming, it will be peace some way. It will be some type, some kind of peace.